Hi, we're the Infamy Fantasy Esports team, and we're hosting Fantasy Fortnite and Fantasy Apex Legends tournaments at infamy.gg. So check it out. Sign up for your chance to win some big prizes. But today we're talking about drama. Basically, as a lot of the esports have wound down. It's really just a drama season out there. So we have two big topics. The first is xQc getting caught stream sniping during a Twitch Rivals Fall Guys tournament. So I don't know if like we were talking about this before, but I don't know if you can classify it as stream sniping. Like his team was virtually out of the contention or whatever. So it was really, even if he finished, they wouldn't have won or continued on. So instead, he stood back and kind of fucked with I think DrLupo, who's teaming with Shroud and Tyler1, and held him down as often happens in Fall Guys, and kept him from winning. So I don't know, but personally, I feel like that's like it's all in the game, bro. Like, sorry, Fall Guys is not the intense esport experience you're looking for. Just because there's money on the line.
That's my whole thing. Like, I get it. Like, yeah, you're like quote unquote griefing their game because you don't have a chance to win, but it's a mechanic in the game. It's like, what are you not gonna use use this mechanic that the developers intended? You're supposed to be able to throw people off and like hold them. It's like a part of the game. Like, yeah, they were in first place in xQc, win for them, but like, I don't know. It's what are they supposed to be untouchable just because they're winning? So everybody just like who's to stop third place from like.
All right. I think also the team that it was like three like really big streamers, and it's just like them being like, "This is uncalled for." You like, don't you know who I am? It felt like like if it happened to anyone like smaller, I feel like there wouldn't be such big backlash. But because it was like Shroud, Tyler1, and DrLupo or whatever, it's just like, well, you can't mess with them, and it's just they come out. And I will say, xQc has been like, don't defend me. I fucked up because I guess that's the
I mean, yeah, it was what I saw a lot of people saying was that it was at Twitch Rivals, which is fair. It's like a community event, and like who wants to be the kid like dunking on people at the charity event,
I mean, some people do. There's always someone.
But that's kind of like what I saw
brand.
people were saying, that it was like it's like they're hosting this social event and you're like trying to make sure people lose.
These are all sweats. These are all sweats. Like, this is their job. Like, they're not even like pro players. They're playing fucking Fall Guys. So like, they're just out here just fucking like sweating on Fall Guys. Like, look at this guy. Like, Shroud's like, he's like, oh yeah, there was a cash prize, even though it was a charity event. It breaks the terms of service of the game. So I'm like, all right, yeah, I guess he fucked up, but like, we could ban him. We sue him? Like, what are you gonna do about this? What are you bitching about?
But dude, maybe I'm not very familiar with Twitch terms of service or whatever, but it's just like, it's not like, I thought they were complaining because he was actually stream sniping, like he pulled it up and was like, this is who it is, but there had been multiple rounds, like he knows the skin he's wearing. If he does it in game,
so fucking flamboyant. He's literally got like this like devil skin. Like, I'm like, dude, that's you. That's you. I see you. They're the only one with it on.
It's
like, he's looking at him down there. Like, I'm watching it happen right now. There's like a fucking Sonic. It's not Sonic. It's the fucking devil guy. It's like, that's it.
The xQc's defense for doing it was like in a previous round or whatever, DrLupo was going for the win or whatever, and there was some random kid, because it was open to anyone, some random person in front of him, and he just like stopped running and let DrLupo get the crown at the end. And he's like, chat, did you see that? he threw for him. Oh, we're gonna get some sweet revenge on him, I guess. Next
vigilante
round.
justice, yeah. So it's like it's just one of those things that's like, yeah, Twitch Rivals don't do it, but it does open up the floor to the question, like, when do you draw the line at prohibiting game mechanics? Because like, oh man, you can't stop the kid who's in first place.
The like the unwritten gentleman's agreement to like, not.
Yeah,
there's no gentlemen's in Twitch gaming.
Little in Fall Guys.
Gaming in general.
Yeah. It brings me back to our Fall Guys esports discussion. I would allow it. If I was the commissioner of the Fall Guys esports league, I'd be like, hey.
You should have went around to
grab for a reason.
I feel like it got so much more fucking publicity than it would have gotten, because this is like
I do think about
too
that.
late.
this. You know exactly why they're doing this. It's because of that. Like they're like, oh yeah, there are fucking like 1 million articles getting written about it. It's Fall Guys, so you know people are gonna like look at it.
Yeah, no, they're definitely milking it hard, but
Yeah,
I just couldn't get past like I was just like Shroud and Tyler1 just being like this is irreps and like unacceptable
These
and
guys
blah, blah, blah. And just,
are
like,
set for life, and just like it's just
this $400 prize was not gonna make or break you. Like,
but like, wasn't Tyler1 known for like being absolutely terrible? Like, I heard he was reformed now, but like he was like the worst. So, like, I think like grabbing you in a Fall Guys tournament versus like things that he's done or said.
I definitely think xQc is like following in the Tyler1 like path of like like I think there's a lot to compare them, but like yeah, it's Fall Guys.
It's silly.
Yeah, it's
these kids out here, like my guy has to come out with a public statement for these fucking fans to like, stop defending me to the hills and harassing people in my name. Like these fans.
That's just how the xQc fans are, man. They just
is it just him?
No, I think it's anyone who has a fan base.
Dude, it's just like esports fans in general, man. Look at fucking what's happening with T1. Look what's happening with T1 right now. With fucking LS, and they're fucking putting billboards. They're crowdfunding billboards to drive around Seoul so that they can complain about the new coaches. Like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, just to clarify, like the T1's League of Legends team, they didn't even hire this guy yet. It was like a leak that they hired former Korean caster LS as a new coach for T1. And I guess he has a pretty controversial background, and even with some controversy, like with former T1 players, like before this. So, and that's apparently all the Korean T1 fans know about him, is that like he beefed with who was it, Antara. So they were just like up in arms immediately, and yeah, you guys want to break down there.
Well, it's coming off the back of that. They had kkOma as like their head coach up till recently. I think it was.
He's like a god, right?
Yeah, so he's the one who kind of like helped bring in Faker and make like kind of like guided him to like become the greatest of all time, or considered the greatest of all time. They didn't win. They didn't make it to Worlds this year. They lost to Gen G, who was the LCK third slot. And so like now they're kind of like there's already like talks about like, oh, it's this Faker's last year. Did he play his last game as a pro and whatnot? So it's unclear whether he's coming back or not. So now they're like, we want to get Faker another championship, essentially, and like thinking outside the box, because they aren't the best team anymore. There are other teams in Korea. Look at Damwon, who just won. LPL, super strong. So to like, they gotta like think of new ways to like, to get back up on top, to be the T1 that of old, the like untouchables, clearly the number one favorites. And so bringing I think it was Polt is supposedly supposed to be the head coach, who is, his criticisms that he's not from League of Legends, he's from StarCraft. So it seems like he'd be more of like the organizing the team and making sure everyone has what they need. But LS is known for like his really in-depth like analysis of the game. Kind of like he has like a lot of I'm not a big fan of him, but like of his personality, but like what his analytical skills is like beyond reproach in many regards, where he just knows the game like better than so many people. And, like he actually really understands the game, and brings new aspects of commentary that gets like adopted into the broadcast. Like they'll kind of like cherry pick some of the stuff he brings up and for their own. So that's
But back to the drama. That's what we're here for.
Oh yeah,
is the drama. The fans were not about, and so they rented a truck with a like digital billboard on it that basically was just like, this dude is trash, T1 is dead, fuck it. And then they sent like flowers, like it was a funeral, to the T1 headquarters, like because they were
here lies the League of Legends team. Yeah,
there goes our hopes of a championship. Just dead. But and then like that's like, it's whatever, it's funny. But then they were they apparently doxed the LS's grandma. I don't know what they actually did, but they they attacking the man's grandma.
Well, they were harassing her as well.
And so now he doesn't know if like is she gonna get sent stuff that's like dangerous and stuff. So it's like it's become like a personal and like potentially dangerous situation.
Yeah, because of these freaks on the internet.
Yeah, it's not that serious. It's video games, and you're not even the ones playing it. Relax.
Look, the people with the sign, hilarious, dude. That's funny.
Yeah.
Like,
is that still cyberbullying?
The amount of grievance, it's not.
I think the flowers, the sign is actually really funny, but at the same time, they haven't been signed. It's in off season. The free agency literally just started hours ago today. So like,
yeah. I think it's just a sign how bored these kids are during off season.
Yeah.
I don't know. They're ridiculous. These people, like, dude, and, like, we're talking about hours, and two, like, their main complaint is, one, they don't know anything about LS, right? Two, they're complaining about the lack of experience in these coaches. They're like, which is fair concern, you know, like, LS has a little bit more of a background than the head coach, like coming from StarCraft, but like, you're gonna be petty and dock someone's grandma, like,
yeah, dude.
What's wrong with you? Fucking wrong.
I mean, I just think about like physical sports or whatever you want to call it. Like, people do crazy shit all the time for sports. Like, I don't know. Like, and it's a little encouraging that people are going this insane for esports. Like, man, I didn't realize that the heart was quite there, even though it's.
I mean, in Korea, it's like a life. It's like it is their sport.
It's a life.
Yeah.
And what
it literally is their sports because they're like 5.
I keep forgetting this is in Korea.
They're getting dunked on every year at the Olympics. Every year.
Every year.
Well, but another point is just like these are like they see it like Faker is like their god, and so like these are the people who are going to be like, or Faker is going to be answering to in some regards, like, or like these are the people who are going to tell him what to do.
They're not worthy of telling Faker
what to do.
Yeah.
Problem is, he's not as good as he used to be, and no one is going to make him the same.
Yeah, this is great. They have a built-in excuse for why he's performing bad.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you can keep that franchise alive. Like we were talking about a little bit earlier, and like teams when they lose people, like what do you do when you have like the face of your franchise gone, right? Like they're trying to get him one more win. Like what happens after that?
Yeah,
do
they go for another one more win?
Yeah, what are you? You're just gonna keep dragging his dusty ass out, like.
Yeah, we're gonna do another video on that, but like it's pretty prevalent right now, especially like in League, where like a lot of big names are getting shuffled around. It's just like I feel like the fans are just like, wait, but I was a big fan because of this team, because of him, but if he's gonna be on the rival team, it's like, so it's an interesting topic. But it gets even twisteder, because in the T1 Discord, things were getting racially motivated. There's some hate crimes going on in the T1 Discord.
Homophobic?
Homophobic?
That's how
I don't know what they actually were, but just more negative things for LS and the higher up.
Oh fuck.
Racism doesn't translate well.
Like, just
our boy dropped himself.
I'm muting him for a few minutes, so.
No, he's good now. But like rolled off the couch. And his mic, I forgot he had his mic.
He was that upset about racism. He's like, I can't stand for it.
I had to stand up real quick.
I can't lay down during this.
I can't be laying down. I can't take this lying down.
You made a sloth stand up. That's it. But no, the higher ups in T1 were telling the mods not to delete the fans like racist bullshit in the Discord. I guess just to like let them get it out of their system. They're like, well, we angered the fans so much with this rumored LS signing. Let's let them bang it out with some good old fashioned racism in the Discord, and then maybe they'll like us again. But it got leaked, so now it's just doubly bad for them. It's like the fans are still mad at you, and like general society is like, why are you allowing this?
And then they had their like another thing to add on to is like their statement. They didn't even really address it. That they didn't like
confirm or deny it.
Confirm or deny it, or like like have the backing of LS and Pult. They're just like they didn't even like acknowledge it. So it's just like
it was the ultimate like white toast nothing statement.
Yeah.
Where just like we're excited to keep building our team, and we love how passionate our fan base is. Stay tuned.
And so they basically like got the whole League of Legends community, at least the competitive side of it, just against T1. Like I was watching the EG free agency show earlier, and LS was in the chat, and everyone was like spamming the hearts, and everyone's like, "Fuck T1 and shit." So it's just like they just shot themselves in the foot like massively.
They're losing my boy a job. They're losing my boy a job right now. Like,
well, I wanted to talk about that. Do you, you can continue what you're saying, but let's go into like, do you guys think they'll actually hire him now, or are they gonna pussy out? And
I think they're gonna pussy out. Honestly, from that milquetoast response, that means that they're on the fucking fence about it.
Yeah, then this is like, we this already just turned out so badly for us, and we haven't even hired you.
Yeah, we haven't even said anything about it. Like, it got leaked, and we're still taking flag. Like, what if they weren't actually gonna hire him?
That's what I was gonna say. I was like, imagine like all of this, and this guy's like, I don't even know what.
What are you guys talking about? I have no. Am I waiting for a contract in the mail? I hope you don't send it to my grandma.
But they haven't denied it though, so you would think that like just to get themselves out of this fire right now, they'd be like, "What are you guys talking about? We were not gonna hire this guy," but didn't confirm or deny, so it's still on the table, I'd assume.
Yeah, that's why they're seriously reconsidering it now.
I really hope they do hire him, because that's a great storyline. Just like you have such a chip on your shoulder to prove all these fucking asshats wrong, like.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, all right,
and get Faker one more win.
Do we know the answer to this question? Or is their Discord mostly Korean people, like, or Asian people?
Well,
like,
they have two things. They have like two companies. There's the T1 and then the SKT. So it's like the one is like the more English or Western like owned organization, and then there's the Korean side, and like they don't always.
Yeah, were the racial slurs Korean or English?
I believe Korean.
Yeah, I believe it was the Korean. I'm not sure who was doing it, but I believe it was the Korean higher ups that were like, "Let that shit ride."
Yeah, no, I'm more concerned about like who actually put the comments out, because like, not gonna lie, like even if it wasn't T1, even if it wasn't like these kids love Faker, like that guy is gonna have a problem as there's a white guy going into a Korean esports team. Just because of the xenophobia in those areas. Like, they're very much like, what?
Yeah. I thought the caster's Korean.
No, he's American, but he's been living in.
But he casts.
Yeah, but he's been living in Korea, and he casts the English broadcast for the LCK. That's what he does.
Yeah.
Oh, we're talking about white racism?
Yeah, we're talking about white racism.
I was confused. I was like, are these Koreans being racist against them for being Korean?
That's why I wanted to like get to the bottom of it, because I'm like, that's a white guy.
No, yeah, he's white.
But like, but the homophobia too, like the kid is gonna have a hard time there. So I'm like, regardless of the credentials or anything, like, give the guy a fucking shot, man.
Yeah, I'd appreciate the comments if you let me know why everyone has such strong feelings about this guy. Like, what is so controversial about him? Like, he seems like he's just very outspoken, I guess. Like, I know he got in a fight.
Like, he speaks his mind, and like he's not afraid to like talk shit or like call people out for being trash. So.
Yeah.
What do you like about him, Jake? You say you don't like him.
Yeah, you say you don't like him.
I just like, one of the things that's like kind of unique to him is just like. He calls his grandma up to like, who knows nothing about League of Legends, before like the games, like when he does like co-streams, and like grandma, or he calls her woman.
What?
That has a whole family backstory. I won't get into. It's like
not get into that.
Yeah.
Who is this man?
There's lore.
Yeah, there's the whole story behind that. But and she just like gives a prediction just based off the names. Like, oh, I like that name, and she'll say, oh, this team's gonna beat this team. And she has no context or whatever. But I think just like some of his humor I just don't like, and honestly I just don't like his voice, so I just don't like listening to him.
Really?
Just the timbre of his voice, yeah, it's just like annoys me.
It's fair for a caster.
No.
Does he have like a lilt or something? Like, what's the problem?
It's just personal preference for me. But no, but like he knows his shit. It's just like I just don't. I can't actually enjoy listening to him.
That's really funny that he asked his grandma for her take. But
No,
I'm
yeah,
upset
it's
that
like
it
something special.
backfired.
It's like something special for his stream that kind of sets him apart, which is really
Yeah.
cool. That he found, incorporated something like that into his content. But
Imagine being her right now, or just like he's got to explain, like, I'm sorry, the internet got mad at me, so they know where you live now. Lock your door. Don't open any packages.
We're
Jesus
moving
Christ.
you. What do you mean? We're moving
Yeah.
you.
so like if you're familiar,
sucks,
if like
though.
you were watching
Look at
any of
this.
the streams of like of the broadcast, like some of them were like, oh, this person lost to the shopkeeper, which it originated from LS saying like this guy, as in the shopkeeper where you buy your items in the game, and like he's basically implying this guy just like is so dumb that he bought the wrong item in this situation. He's like, you just lost because you're an idiot. You didn't you don't
Yeah.
understand what's going on in the game, so you're an idiot. So that's
Lost
basically
in the spawner.
yeah.
I like this guy. I
Yeah,
have never watched before, but I like his style.
Mhm.
I don't
I'm
know
always
why.
a fan of the heel. I'm always into the heel. The heel with the heart of gold for his grandma. That sounds like a great guy.
Yeah.
Also, like his grandma plays it exactly like how I play it. I pick them by the names. When I play Infamy Fantasy Esports, I just pick them based on their cool ass names and how much they worth.
How do you
That's it.
not pick Blake every time though?
I do.
I do.
I do. Gotta bet Blakes around the world.
You're usually pretty exclusive with like what Blakes you accept. So I don't.
Yeah. I mean, his
the,
name
the
is
two Blakes you know.
his name is Ghost Blake, so like that's like
Yeah.
Blake's
the
Blake's
best
two
little
things: being off the radar and a Blake.
Oh. That's true. Oh man, any last thoughts on these dramas? These drama-ramas?
Yo, xQc, don't get banned.
Again.
But stop being a
Even
bitch.
Tyler1 was like, he doesn't deserve to get banned. He deserves a stern warning. He said,
Yes.
but he's like, that'd be stupid to
Okay,
ban him.
so like you made a whole big stink about nothing. Like, don't get me wrong.
He's like this. He's the second biggest streamer like in the world. I'm pretty sure. So it's like they
You
wouldn't do
gotta
it
hate
anyway.
Gonna knock him down a peg to try to fucking usurp him. Like, we
You know what? And Tyler1 is a content creator or streamer for T1. It got announced
Yeah.
like a month ago. So,
Oh shit.
Tyler
It's
one.
at T1.
Yeah.
I don't know. They need to give him a mask or something.
Give him a mask or something. Yeah. And then yeah, so pretty much just fucking be a gentleman in social events that are community events. Don't
That's xQc's brand.
yeah,
a gentleman.
XQC. Be a gentleman in community events and don't come for people's grandmas who have nothing to do with anything.
She predicted T1 would lose that one time, and they've never forgiven her.
Yeah, like fucking
The logo sucks. I don't like it.
yeah, the pettiness
Also,
is,
no racism or
is
homophobia.
unfathomable.
But like all the other stuff allowed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait,
Feel
but
free
to bring up end on a wholesome note, I feel bad I don't remember what it was called, but I saw a website that directs you to watch a guy with 0 views on his stream. You just like it randomly shuffles, just like you'll be the one guy in the keeping that streamer going. I did it for about 2 seconds, and it was like the saddest thing ever.
Yeah.
You're alive.
Support your local streamers.
They're just like,
They were saying on Reddit, it's like I feel like I can't leave now that I'm in. I'm like the only one here.
that's rough.
That's funny.
But we are the Infamy Fantasy Esports team. Sign up for Fantasy Esports for Fortnite and Apex, infamy.gg. We got some prizes going. Go check it out. And we'll see you next time.